Hey everyone, it's Scott from Heroic Studios Gaming, coming with another video. Today I'm talking to you about Parliament of Knives, which is a video game. It's an interactive novel that is made by Game of Choice Games, and it is available on Steam. So I guess we'll call it a video game because that's the best way to describe it. But it's like an interactive. It's a choose your own adventure novel. It's an interactive choose your own adventure novel. But I mean, I had to download an app to get it on my phone, and you can buy it on Steam. So yeah, it's a video game as far as I'm concerned. But it's a video game that takes place in the world of darkness, in the Vampire the Masquerade world of darkness, and it's part of 4 books actually that are made by Game of Choice Games. But they also make other ones. They have another one that I have called something Flesh or whatever. Anyway, it's a cyberpunk one, and I haven't read it yet, but I plan on it. But anyway, that's not the point. Game of Choice Games is who makes it, and they make a lot. They make a lot of these interactive novel video games. And so this one just happens to be in the vampire world, and you play a vampire, and you get to choose whether you're a Vantru, a Toreador, or I forget what the other option was, but that doesn't matter as much. Oh, Tremere. That was the other one. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Right. Anyway, let's just show you, I'll show you the little video. I'm gonna do that and then go over here and hit play. Play. Yeah. So there you go. There's this cool little video that goes along with it on Steam, but it's essentially this interactive novel where you get to make choices and you have to decide what's going on. It starts off with your character in the middle of a blood hunt, which was ordered by the Seneschal against a Brujah Anarch and his Anarch clan that are causing trouble for your people. And there's this whole thing with how to do it, how to handle it. You're with the sheriff and some other vampires on this blood hunt. You've created this sort of coterie out of nowhere because it's a blood hunt. And you're working together to do some stuff. You have to make some choices, and it sort of introduces you a little bit to your special abilities then and there. But you essentially go in and you find that it isn't all as it seems, and some stuff happens, and the guy tries to talk to you, and some things go down, and you get thrown out, and you survive-ish, and then you encountered some humans, and you have to decide whether or not you're going to eat them because you've taken a lot of damage, and you've used up a lot of blood to try to do all this stuff, so it introduces you as a monster immediately. But it also, the choices you make there about those people and what they represent to you, like the memories that they drag up, sort of indicates partially the rest of the story that you're going to go through. And so that's actually pretty cool. But it's well done to the point that I, for the most part, the whole time I was making selections through the story, and I wasn't entirely sure that I was doing it. In fact, I started over a few times because I thought that I was on the wrong path and was going to die. But when I finally finished it the first time, I realized that actually it doesn't matter. You're going toward the end. The choices, sorry, to be clear, the choices do matter, but there's no wrong choices. The story adapts to the choices you're making and has multiple options. It's very well done. And so you will get to the end every time. The question is, what end do you get to? And that's sort of how it plays out. I ended up going down this path where I found out a bunch of stuff, and I found out what's going on with our missing prince, and found some things, but I wasn't entirely sure if that was correct information. So in a different reading, in a different version, when I went through it another time, I made other choices to see if the information I gained the first time was the correct information. And the second time around, I gained entirely different, in fact, highly contrary information to the previous time. So whomever wrote it did a clever job of not having one set answer to certain situations, so you're never investigating the same mystery from a different angle and you're just finding out the same information. You are in fact dictating the information that you find based on the decisions that you make and what that information is true. So it's always true no matter what you're finding out. But the question is, what are you finding out? And so that was the interesting thing, because then I'm I was never sure. You did it the second time around. I was I'm not even sure that I went the right path this time. It was a different path, and I did different things, and I came out differently in the end, but I don't know if this was the right path. There doesn't seem to be a right path, and that means it was very well done. If I can read a choose your own adventure book and I'm not sure that I actually got to the end, do twice, then we've done a good job with it. So yeah, so I mean, automatically, I'm gonna tell you right now, you can see the smile on my face. I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs up. Like, it was like solidly done. So that's why I'm looking forward to redoing the Cyberpunk one the day after them. But they have 3 other ones that I haven't done for Vampire the Masquerade, but they just have so many. So I would highly recommend Game of Choice Games if you like text reading and you like making choices and like choose your own adventure stuff. Because yeah, I seriously didn't know if I was ever going the right path, and it was like, but apparently there's no right path. There's just the path you go down and things that you do. So good. Lots of replayability there. But the story of it too, just the story for the 2 times I went through, the story is actually very good. It is very intriguing. And even though I'm not so much into the vampire world like I used to be, I'm just not into it very much. It was still interesting for me because I was still reading. Like, I was still, basically, I felt in sort of immersed in it. Like, I felt like I was the one who was probably going to die if I made the wrong choice. If I pissed off the wrong Primogen, they could just kill me, or secretly, because they couldn't kill me openly. Because if they killed me openly, then they'd be breaking rules of the Masquerade, and then they would have problems. And so I could play the edge a little bit and know that I wasn't going to get openly murdered. And then when one time I played through, I actually witnessed a murder of another vampire, and then that was something I could leverage against that person to make them more of my ally, because you can't just straight kill a vampire in, like, for no reason. Like, like, there has to be an offense, and like, it has to be sanctioned and stuff. So yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, so I give it 2 thumbs up. It is worth it. I think they actually cost money, if I remember. They're like $2 or something. Like, they're worth it. Whatever the money is, I forget what it is, but whatever the money was, it was worth it, because even though I've played it twice, I may play it again after making this video. Like, it was pretty good, and I did multiple, like, playing through, like, beginning playings, getting about a quarter of the way through of what I thought was halfway, but it turned out to be like a quarter of the way through. I'm just kind of dropped and started over because I was like, I'm going the wrong way and I'm going to die. And then I was just like, well, I'm just going to go through it. And I did one on my phone and one on my Kindle. And like, you know, so that way I could go different stories. And yeah, they went different ways, and I had different endings, and they both seemed like the right ending, but they also both didn't seem like the right ending. So great. 2 thumbs up, go buy it, have fun with it, and that's my thing. Oh, let's see if I can throw it up for you again. The Parliament of Knives. It looks like that. Let's see if I can. Well, I'm just gonna have to like alt and expand it. Locked it down. Lots of technical stuff happening in the middle of the video. Vampire the Masquerade Parliament of Knives is the name of it. And yeah, it was pretty good. And as I do recommend anything by Game of Choice Games, is what I'm saying to you. Go check it out. It's on Steam. It's also Choice of Games, not Game of Choice. Choice of Games. It's also available on Google Play. That's where I bought it, and so go check it out there. So that's it. Thanks, guys. Have fun with your games. Remember to game wisely, and all that other jazz. And I have yet to ever figure out what my like signature ending is, but go do that. So I'll see you later.